Great win by our football team, great program win. I thought that to win this football game, we were going to have to be able to not just execute well, but we were going to have to play beyond their excitement level, which I thought was very, very good coming into our football game. Michigan has played with a great amount of passion and excitement these first 5 games, and I thought it was very critical that we be able to match that or surpass that if we were going to win this football game. Outstanding job by our offense, responding whenever we needed to respond. Cousins throws for about 277 and we run for 240 or so. All 3 running backs, Baker did a tremendous job. Bell, Larry Caper did an outstanding job. And we spread the ball around. Big catch by Nickel on the trick play. Huge catch by Mark Dell as well. BJ and Keyshawn, big plays. So, you know, when you look at it, great execution. I thought Coach Treadwell, again, did an outstanding job calling the game, as well as our other coaches. You look at us defensively, huge plays at the beginning of the game. And probably the plays of the game defensively certainly was Trent Robinson's pick early in the first quarter. I was driving around in the car, didn't even see it. So, but credit to Spartan fans, I heard it. And then Johnny Adams' pick, I guess it was in, I can't remember, third quarter or so. But 2 big picks to keep them out of the end zone, at least keep 6 off the board, if not 14. And then we drive down the field with the 1 and score a touchdown to get us to the 17 or the 21-point lead. But outstanding job. Conroy, our kicker, goes 2 for 2. So he's 10 for 10 on the season. I thought our special teams played well. And so very proud of our football team, what they've been able to accomplish. So big program win. I said coming into the game that I felt like this was a winners take all type of game. As far as bragging rights, as far as if you want to brag, but as far as the conference goes, as far as moving up in the polls and doing the different things that we had to do. So we weren't going to play this close to the vest. We were going to play to win. And great environment. And so excited, so proud of our football team. So I'll just take some questions and get you guys all out of here. You can figure out which microphone is yours. You can go.
Based on what Denard Robinson had been doing to everybody else, it seemed a little unlikely, to say the least, that he wouldn't have busted off something for a significant gain today. Have you got any thoughts on, was it your linebackers able to close a little bit better than perhaps some had?
I think to handle a guy like Denard Robinson, you've got to play great team defense. You've got to be, everybody's got a responsibility out there. Whether it's a defensive lineman or whatever. It starts with our game plan. I think it starts with Coach Narduzzi, our defensive coach's game plan. Did an outstanding job of looking at what they did, and then also did an outstanding job in terms of being able to adjust to things that we had not seen that they did. So it starts there, and then the execution by our players was outstanding. You come away with 3 turnovers on defense and don't give up any on offense, it's tough to lose the football game, but tough to win. So, you know, that's where it really starts. But I think we did an outstanding job in terms of limiting them to certainly him. He's a very exciting player, limiting him to no 50-yard runs and that type of thing where he can blink an eye score on you. So we made it tough on him a little bit. So that's where it's got to start on defense, I think. As far as our linebackers, as far as our secondary, they all play outstanding.
Mark, when you came in, you embraced this rivalry. I mean, you didn't duck from it. You liked the whole thing about Michigan. You kind of stirred up a little bit. But talk about it now that you've won 3 straight games in the Michigan State program.
Oh, it's still a rivalry. You know, they asked me outside there about the little brother thing, and not that I got carried away on that. Okay, but you know, the only response that I have is maybe someday the little brother goes up, at least he can compete with the big brother. You know, makes it a game every week. So I have great respect for Michigan, outstanding respect for Coach Rodriguez and the job that they do. But felt like when we came here as a staff, we were going to be a player in the state here. And I think you embrace rivalries. That's the way I've always coached. When I was in Cincinnati, wherever I've been, we've always embraced rivalries. It's good for college football. It's good for the fans. And we were certainly going to do that here.
Coach, what was it like coaching from up in the box, and how satisfying a walk was that when the clock was running out and you were going down to meet your team?
Yeah, it took me back to my days when I was the coordinator. You can see a lot up there. You know, I had the same feeling that I would have had on the sideline. I was very proud of our football team, and I did go down at halftime. I did go try and keep as much normalcy as we could have without me being on the sideline. And I just didn't want people to. I didn't want to take anything away from anybody else in their preparation. So that's what we decided to do, and felt good.
Coach, you mentioned being in a car during the first pick. Did you have a radio on in the car, or were you just going by crowd noise?
No, I told him to turn that radio on. I asked him to turn the radio on, so then turn it on. But then I actually heard the crowd from the stadium. I didn't really hear what had happened on the radio. Yeah.
How do you feel right now, physically? I mean,
I
obviously.
feel great. I feel great right now. And, continue to get stronger every day, and so I wouldn't have been on the field before the game or done some of those things if I hadn't felt good.
Did you think about coming on the field, Mark, after the game, or did you just wait to the locker room?
I knew that there'd be a lot of, just to get around there'd be a lot of fans, and I didn't know when our team was coming up, so we just hung out.
Mark, did you call that 4th and 3 play early?
I was in the car again. At the end of the game?
No, the one that, in the second.
Oh, no, that's Coach Tread's call. I just said, let's go for it.
Coach, had 2 straight wins over ranked teams. You haven't been on the sideline. Any thought of staying away from the sideline?
No, I don't believe in superstitions. I believe in God.
Mark, you obviously, you made a decision that it was more important for you to be on the field with the guys before the game than necessarily.
Well, that to me kept normalcy. I wanted them to know that I was okay. I just wanted to try and do things like we normally do it. And so, I wanted to stay down there for the flip, and I wanted to experience that too. I wanted to experience this football game close up, and I thought that that's just the way we wanted to do it. I didn't want to have to ask somebody else to do something, so it was just me being down there.
What was the week of prep like for you? Was it, did you scale it back, or did you?
Yeah, I scaled it back. I was at all the practices. I was at all Thursday meetings, and I sat in on player meetings. But the game planning, the majority of the game planning is defensively and offensively. Credit our coordinators. They did all the game planning. I just came in and listened to what they were doing, and obviously a little bit more defensively, but I was in total agreement with everything. Coach Narduzzi did an unbelievable job.
Excuse me, Mark, the 2 victories over the nationally ranked teams will have some bearing, obviously, on the way that this team is viewed nationally. What does it mean to you?
Well, when we came here, we wanted to play with the best. We wanted to be able to play at a high level, and to me, that means you got to be able to play with the top 20. And we've been able to do that the last 2 weeks. We've got a great conference that we still have to play through. It's very difficult. I'm sure the next challenge will wait us next week. So the more we win, the bigger game it becomes. So, but we'll take this one and we'll get ready for next week.
It's time for 2 more.
Game, that it was the best moment of your head coaching career. That this week has got to rank right up there too. How does that feel to come back against Michigan and do this?
Well, I used the word trump the excitement. I guess that would trump that game too. When you play Michigan in state, and when you win away, it's special. We've done something that hasn't been done for 47 years. Win 3 in a row. That's special. That's something that you could talk about for the rest of your life. Not as the head football coach, but as a coach and as a person in this program. And Coach Perlis come to our practice on Thursday. I think it's always good to have somebody step in that has some experience and talk about that experience. And he talked about play 60 minutes for a lifetime of memories. And that's what our guys do.
Mark, do you feel like your team physically manhandled your opponent today to a certain degree?
I would never say that. I have great respect for Michigan. I thought they played extremely hard. We'll have to assess that as you guys see it. But I thought that they played very well, and I think they have a good football team, and I think they win a lot of football games.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks.